The journey of a red-tailed hawk begins in a remarkably vulnerable state. Deep within a sturdy nest, often perched high in a venerable tree, a tiny chick breaks free from its shell. It is a creature of pure instinct, utterly dependent. Its eyes are still sealed shut, offering no glimpse of the vast world that awaits. Its downy feathers are sparse, providing little warmth against the elements. Movement is limited to feeble wriggles, a testament to its nascent strength. This fragile being, no bigger than a human hand, relies entirely on the devotion of its parents for every single one of its needs, a silent plea for survival in its very existence. The parents, magnificent raptors themselves, are paragons of dedication. They have meticulously built this aerial nursery, stick by painstaking stick. Now, their focus shifts to their precious offspring. The female, or sometimes the male, will brood the chicks, a feathered blanket against the cool air or the harsh sun. Food, diligently hunted, is brought back to the nest. The adult hawk will carefully tear tiny morsels of meat, presenting them gently to the waiting upturned beaks. This constant care, this unwavering provision is the lifeline for these young hawks. It is a period of intense activity, a dance of survival, orchestrated by ancient rhythms of nature. The nest itself is a marvel of engineering, a fortress against predators and a cradle for the new generation. It is often reused and added to year after year, growing in size and stature. For the young chicks, this structure is their entire universe for many weeks. From this vantage point, they will in time witness the comings and goings of their parents. They will feel the sway of the tree in the wind and hear the rustle of leaves, the first subtle lessons about their future domain. The world beyond is a distant murmur, a promise of skies to conquer, but for now the nest is sanctuary, a place of warmth, food and burgeoning life. As days turn into weeks, subtle but significant changes begin. The initial helplessness slowly gives way to a growing awareness. The soft, white down that covered them at birth starts to be interspersed with the first signs of true feathers, like tiny pins pushing through their skin. Their eyes, once sealed, open to reveal the keen vision that will one day define them as apex predators. Their weak chirps evolve into more demanding calls, especially when a parent arrives with a fresh meal. This period is one of rapid transformation, a race against time to develop the strength and skills needed for the challenges ahead. The tiny, dependent creature is already on its path to becoming a master of the air. A fascinating aspect of red-tailed hawk development is the phenomenon of asynchronous hatching. The female hawk typically lays her eggs over several days, usually one egg every 2 to 3 days. Incubation often begins with the first egg laid. This means that the chicks do not all hatch at the same time. The first chick to emerge from its shell will have a head start of several days over its youngest sibling. This staggered hatching creates an immediate hierarchy within the nest. The older chicks are noticeably larger, stronger, and more developed than their younger nestmates from the very beginning of their shared lives. This age and size difference has profound implications for the dynamics within the nest. The older, more robust siblings are naturally more capable of asserting themselves. When a parent arrives with food, they are often the first to reach up, their calls louder, their necks stretching further. They can jostle for prime feeding positions, sometimes inadvertently pushing their smaller siblings aside. This is not maliciousness, but rather the raw, unfiltered drive for survival playing out. In times of plenty, all chicks may receive enough to eat. However, if food becomes scarce, the younger, smaller chicks can find themselves at a distinct disadvantage, struggling to compete. The youngest chick, therefore, faces a unique set of challenges. It is born into a world where its siblings are already established. It must strive harder for its share of the food, often being the last to be fed, receiving what remains after its larger brothers and sisters have had their fill. This early struggle can be a harsh teacher. It instills a certain resilience, a tenacity born from necessity. The parents, while doing their best to distribute food, often instinctively feed the most vigorous chicks first, as these are perceived to have the highest chance of survival, a pragmatic strategy honed by millennia of evolution. Despite the inherent competition, the parental instinct to nurture is strong. The adult hawks will diligently bring prey to the nest, trying to ensure the survival of their entire brood. They may attempt to direct food towards the smaller chicks, but the sheer vigor of the older siblings can be overwhelming. This period is a delicate balance, a testament to the challenges of raising a family in the wild. The nest becomes an arena where the forces of nature, competition, parental care, and the sheer will to live are played out daily. For the youngest chick, every meal is a victory. Every day survived a step towards a less precarious future. As the chicks grow, another crucial developmental stage begins. The transition from being passively fed to actively participating in feeding. Initially, the parents tear off small, manageable pieces of prey and delicately place them into the chicks' beaks. However, as the young hawks develop better coordination and their beaks and talons strengthen, a shift occurs. The parents might start to leave larger portions of food or even whole prey items in the nest. This change presents a new opportunity, especially for the youngest chick, who may have struggled to get its fair share during direct parental feeding sessions due to competition from larger siblings. The moment the youngest hawk begins to self-feed is a significant milestone. It might start tentatively, pecking at a piece of meat left unattended, perhaps after its larger siblings are satiated. Driven by hunger and an innate instinct, it will begin to pull and tear at the food with its own beak. This is a learned behavior, honed by observation and trial and error. Watching its parents and older siblings process food provides a vital education. Those first attempts might be clumsy, even awkward, but the drive to eat is a powerful motivator. Each successful tug, each small morsel ingested independently, reinforces the behavior. This act of self-feeding is particularly crucial for the youngest and often smallest chick. It allows the chick to access food even when the parents are not actively distributing it, or when its more dominant siblings are otherwise occupied. It bypasses to some extent the intense competition that occurs when a parent first arrives with a fresh kill. This newfound ability to secure sustenance independently can dramatically increase its chances of survival, especially if food resources are unpredictable. It marks a vital step away from complete dependency and towards the self-sufficiency required for life beyond the nest. It is a quiet triumph of persistence. Mastering self-feeding is a gradual process. The chick learns to brace the prey with its developing talons, using its hooked beak to shear off pieces of flesh. This requires considerable strength and coordination, skills that are perfected through practice. The nest, littered with the remains of past meals, becomes a training ground. The cognitive aspect of this development is fascinating. The young hawk is not just acting on instinct, but is actively learning, refining its technique by observing others and through its own experiences. This burgeoning independence is a clear indicator that the young hawk is preparing for the ultimate challenge, leaving the nest and fending for itself in the vast wilderness. The cognitive abilities of young red-tailed hawks are truly remarkable, particularly evident in their capacity for observational learning. From their earliest days, they are keen observers of their parents. They watch how the adults manipulate prey, how they land and take off, and how they interact with their environment. This intense scrutiny is not passive. It is an active absorption of essential survival skills. When the youngest chick begins to self-feed, it is often mimicking actions it has witnessed countless times. This ability to learn by watching is a sophisticated cognitive tool, vital for a species that relies on complex hunting techniques. The ecological advantage of early self-feeding, especially for the youngest chick, is substantial. In the unpredictable world of nature, food availability can fluctuate dramatically. A chick that can feed itself is less reliant on the constant presence and attention of its parents. This frees up the parents to hunt more efficiently, potentially bringing more food to the nest overall. For the youngest, it means an opportunity to gain strength and catch up in development, increasing its chances of successfully fledging. This behavior is a direct response to the evolutionary pressures that favor individuals who can adapt and secure resources independently at an earlier stage. Evolutionarily, such resilience and adaptability are key traits for survival. The asynchronous hatching strategy, while creating initial competition, also ensures that at least some offspring are likely to survive even in lean times. The youngest chick's drive to self-feed, despite its initial disadvantages, showcases the powerful selection for traits that promote individual persistence. Those individuals who are quicker to learn, more tenacious in their efforts, and more adaptable to changing nest dynamics are the ones most likely to pass on their genes. This entire developmental journey is a testament to the relentless process of natural selection shaping behavior and physiology. For observers, witnessing the journey of these young hawks, particularly the struggles and triumphs of the youngest, evokes a profound sense of connection to the natural world. There is an emotional resonance in seeing such vulnerability transform into strength, such dependence blossom into independence. It is a powerful reminder of the tenacity of life, of the intricate dance between cooperation and competition. The sight of these magnificent birds learning and growing against the odds carries a symbolic weight, a message of resilience, hope, and the enduring continuity of life's cycle, played out high above us in the boundless sky.